it's Miss Ost here. Today we have a very special guest reader. Miss Sophie is with us. Hey, Miss Sophie. She is so excited to read with us today. We're going to be reading the book Little Star. This was Miss Ost's favorite book when she was your age. When I was 7, this is my favorite book. I can't wait to share it with you, so let's go ahead and get into Little Star. Long ago, when man, woman, earth, and sky still spoke the same language of the spirits, a Lakota chief named Iron Horse lived with his wife, Laughing Cloud, in a peaceful village on the prairie. They had been childless for many years. One night when the sky was alive with stars, Laughing Cloud chose the smallest one to wish upon. Her heart leapt with joy as she watched a tiny star tumble from the sky, for as every Lakota woman knew, a falling star was the sign that a child would be born. You see the picture, Sophie? I think she likes the book so far. What do you think? And sure enough, when 9 moons had come and gone, the people welcomed a new life into their village. Chief Iron Horse and Laughing Cloud named their daughter Little Star in honor of the great star spirit who had blessed their baby's birth. Look at the cute little star. I'll show Sophie the pictures. As the seasons passed, Little Star grew to be a lovely young girl who was known for her kindness as well as her beauty. One day, Grandmother Greyfeather presented the child with a beaded necklace that she had made herself. In the center was a little star. "Keep this with you always, Little Star," she said, "and your fondest wish will come true. Just remember to use your wish wisely," added Grandmother. "Do not waste it, for there may come a day when you need it." You think it's good? She's wagging her tail, so I think she likes it. Oh, she's really getting into the book. She was sniffing it, checking out those pages. Little Star wore her necklace always. She wore it when she tracked the lizards through the tall grasses. She wore it when she carried her doll in its cradle board, and even when she played hoops and poles, a game that she loved. This is my favorite illustration when I was little, because I love seeing the tiny little doll on her back. How cute. But even more than dolls and games, Little Star loved horses. Their gentle eyes, soft noses, and eager way they greeted her. It sounds like some of the students in our class who love horses. She led them to the river for long, cool drinks. She brought them to where the sweetest grasses grew, and she brushed their tails and combed their manes and rode them bareback over the prairie. Oh, look at all those pretty horses. Which horse do you like best, Sophie? Which one do you like best? I think she likes the blonde horse, the Palomino, because Sophie is kind of blonde too. Each night before she went to bed, Little Star would play a special game with her mother. "Do you know what I would like? Do you know how much I would like a horse of my own?" she would ask. And each night, Laughing Cloud would say, "Tell me, Little Star." Little Star would think and think. If only she could make her mother understand. "More than a basket full of berries in the winter," the child would answer, "or a teepee filled with breezes on a hot summer day. You will have a horse of your own when the time is right," Laughing Cloud would always reply. After she helped her father tend the horses, Little Star would often ask, "Is it time for me to get a horse of my own, Father?" But Chief Iron Horse would always reply, "Not yet, Little Star. There is more to life than tending to horses. A little girl must learn how to cook, sew, and do beadwork." It was at times such as these that Little Star would be tempted to use her wish and get a horse of her own. But she would always think better of it. "I'll save my wish in case I really need it," she would decide. Little Star learned how to prepare wild rice, buffalo stew, and little cakes made out of corn flour. Ooh, I think I would love to try some buffalo stew. That sounds really good on a cold winter day. When her lessons were over, she would always save a portion to share with the horses in the pasture. Her favorite, Swift Eagle, was especially glad to have these tasty treats and was always the first to greet her with a grateful whinny. You can see there's Spirit Eagle. She's feeding some of her leftovers too. Little Star learned to sew and do her beadwork. She made buckskin leggings and moccasins for herself and several saddle blankets to keep the horses warm in the winter. When she was through with her beading, instead of wearing her work as the other girls did, she would weave the colorful strands through Swift Eagle's mane and hang them from her bridle. Look how pretty that beadwork is in Swift Eagle's mane. You want to see, Sophie? Do you think I should put beads in your hair, Sophie? I don't think she'd like that. One evening before she went to bed, Little Star walked out to the pasture to say goodnight to the horses. As usual, as soon as they spotted her, they trotted towards her eagerly, tossing their heads and greeting. But something was wrong. Swift Eagle was not among them. Little Star searched and searched. It wasn't long before she heard a cry. She followed the sound until she came to a patch of tall grass. In the center lay Swift Eagle, moaning in pain. Little Star knelt down to comfort her. "I'm going for help," she murmured in her ear. "Father will make you better. You'll see." Well, I wonder what's wrong with Swift Eagle. Do you know, Sophie? I wonder, what's your guess? What do you think's wrong with Swift Eagle? Little Star returned with Chief Iron Horse. One look at the mirror told him what was bothering her. "If all goes well, by morning Swift Eagle will be a mother," he said. "I'm sure your mother will not object if you stay up to watch the birth," he added. How happy Little Star was to hear the news. Soon there would be another horse in the pasture, a baby horse for her to play with and to love. But as the night wore on, Chief Iron Horse's smile became a deep frown. Something was terribly wrong. Swift Eagle was getting weaker. Her head lay still and her eyelids drooped wearily. It appeared that she might give up. Oh no. It looks like Sophie's kind of given up. Sometimes you just gotta have a lay down, you know what I mean? "Please help her," Little Star begged her father. Chief Iron Horse shook his head sadly. "I'm afraid that only the spirits can help her now." Tears filled Little Star's eyes. The pasture would seem so empty without Swift Eagle. Then she remembered Grandmother Gray's mother's words. "Save your wish, Little Star, for the day may come when you need it." The day had come. Little Star pressed her necklace to her heart and said in a clear, strong voice, "Here is my wish. Please let Swift Eagle and her baby live." So instead of using her wish on herself, she used it to help Swift Eagle. She used that kindness to help another. Chief Iron Horse watched in wonder as little by little Swift Eagle seemed to gain back her strength. Her eyes became brighter and her breathing was stronger. Then just as dawn was lighting up the eastern sky and the morning star shone down on them, a foal was born at last. And look how beautiful this watercolor is in the sky with the sunrise. These illustrations are fabulous. I love them. "How tiny she is," squealed Little Star, "and perfectly formed," added her father. Did you notice the mark on her face? Little Star's heart skipped a beat as the foal slowly turned its head towards her. Right in the center of its forehead was a star. You see the star on the foal's forehead? "I am proud of you, Little Star," said Chief Iron Horse. "Your special wish was for another, not for yourself. Now I know that you are ready to have a horse of your own. And I can see," he added, pointing to the star on the foal's forehead, "that this one was meant especially for you." Little Star thought her heart would burst. Hugging her foal gently, she said, "I will take care of you always." Little Star named her foal Morning Star, after the star that shone the morning of her birth. The young horse grew as strong and as swift as her mother before her, and the little girl and her horse became a familiar sight as they streaked through the tall grass, fast as the wind. All who saw them agreed that Little Star and Morning Star were the brightest stars on the prairie. There's Little Star and Morning Star. Oh, I just loved this book. I think this was more like a bedtime story for Sophie because it kind of put her to sleep, I think. Did you like this book, Sophie? She's wagging her tail, so I think so. If you guys could make one wish, what would you wish for? Would you use your wish for yourself, or would you wait and give it to someone else? Let me know in class what you would do. And if you enjoyed this book, guess what? It's in our classroom library, so you can check it out in the Myths and Legends box in our class library. So if you want to read Little Star at school, you can. Let's say bye to Sophie. Bye, Miss Sophie. She's too tired. All right, boys and girls, I'll see you next time.